couple of seconds what's going on tonight. We're bringing you some of the Black Friday deals that hopefully you guys didn't miss. But if you did, you got about an hour and a half to get in on this deal. So first up, we got the FLUKE T6. This is a Dash 600, but it still is true RMS. So the difference between the 600 and the 6000 is the voltage. So basically, your voltages are 120 or 240 standard. And typical leads are rated for 600 volts. Anyway, so unless you just want to spend extra money, you should probably get this T6 deal here for $165, which is the lowest price I think I've ever seen a T6 in my life. So despite all the inflation that's going on nowadays, you can still get a T6 for $165, which is pretty insane here. This one here that I've got in my hand is the T5. And you're going to notice the jaw size is different. This is not true RMS, and we don't have backlit. Now, something on the T6 that you're going to notice here is what they call field sense. So if we look here, you're going to see where it shows field sense. And I get this question a lot, is field sense worth it? Basically, what you have to do for field sense is, if we can bring it up here, is it going to show us? Basically, field sense kind of lets you know what the voltage is without having to put a multimeter lead on the actual wire. But for me, it's kind of gimmicky because if you really know what you're doing, you're going to verify what the voltage is before you hook something up. Say you got a multi-tap ballast and you're a maintenance guy and you don't know what voltage the light fixture is. You're not going to trust field sense. You're going to verify with the multimeter. Who cares what this thing thinks it might be? I don't see where field sense could be useful because a good technician should check the voltage on everything before they just replace a part hoping that it's the right voltage. Seems kind of crazy to me. So kind of gimmicky on that, but otherwise a really, really good multimeter. You got all the best features all in one thing. You get the backlit and you've got true RMS on the T6. So T5 here is also a very good price. I bought mine here for about $130, which was an acceptable price. But the T5 here you can get for $108. So somebody asked me the other day on this one of my T5 videos, they said, where can I get this for less than 100? I don't think that price exists anymore, but for 108, it's pretty good. And then you've got all the features that you ever needed in a multimeter for your basic and even more advanced journeyman out there without backlit, without true RMS, but a very, very good, robust, built like a tank multimeter for every situation. It's going to outlast you. Give this to your kids when you're done. Same thing with just about any Fluke you buy. And a good reason why you want to sub to this channel, because this is the Fluke 302. And this was $60 at Home Depot. So this actually has backlit. It's got all the features that you could possibly want. And let's get it set on something here. Yeah, so you got the backlit there. But this deal doesn't exist anymore. But it was on about 2 weeks ago. Another good Fluke to have is the NCVs. I don't really believe in NCVs as far as trusting your life with them, but they are good identifiers of if the circuit is on or off based on you flipping a breaker and then, not seeing the beeps and then telling your buddy, you're talking on the phone, you're like, hey, I think I found the circuit, go ahead and turn that breaker back off. And then he throws off the breaker, the thing stops beeping. Now you got an idea that you found the correct circuit. Now we can get our multimeter out and physically put the leads on it before we put our fingers on conductors. NCVs are really good for things like that. Also, if you're troubleshooting, doing temporary construction site and one of the plumbers or a different trade comes to you and says, hey, my temporary power is not working. You can quickly identify, hey, either do we have voltage or not. Really, really good tools, though. And you can see half off. These are not affiliates yet, but I will be putting affiliate links and I will be putting other links down here. But these are the direct, I'm typing in the same stuff that you can type in to find this stuff. Fluke NCV, Fluke T5, Fluke T6. Anybody in the chat?
Yeah, there's Apache. Let's see, I'm gonna do it top. Apache, Budsville.
What's up, Sharish? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to the members. What's going on? We got the Fluke 302. Let's see how much the Fluke 302 is on Amazon right now. Fluke is not always the best. Amazon's not always the best source to get the best deal, but yeah, so $84 for this Fluke 302 Plus. This is the 302 Plus, so that's not a bad price still. Very worth it for $84 still. Doesn't look like it's a Black Friday deal, but it's definitely somewhat on sale still. Not a bad multimeter. I don't know if it has true RMS on this. It's hard to get a true RMS multimeter for under $100. Yeah, this does not have true RMS. A couple of Klein fans in here with their multimeters. I'm not a Klein multimeter fan. I've just used too many Flukes. They're reliable, man. Built like a tank. Going to outlast your whole career. But you get 400 amps clamp on here. This is about as logical as you can get for what to expect for clamping. So basically a 500 kc mil will fit in this. And anything over 400 amps, if you're getting a clamp meter that does more than 400 amps, you're kind of wasting your money, because 500 to 600 kc mil is like the threshold for 400 amps basically, and that's one wire. Once you get above 400 amps, you start paralleling where you've got two conductors coming, and it doesn't matter how you think you're going to clamp onto that. You can't fit that many wires inside of this clamp. So 400 is kind of your cutoff when you're looking at, oh, well, my multimeter can do 1,000 amps. Well, that's great, but you're still going to have to unplug this and get a separate CT lead to clamp around all those wires, because you just don't have enough room to fit in here. I hope that makes sense for you guys.
Somebody named B said, can you do a quick rundown of all the deals before going into detail on each one? Helps to not miss anything that way, timing wise.
Oh, yeah, man, it's just a lot of electrical stuff. I can do that. We're just kind of scrolling together here. That was the biggest one, was the T6 and T5. The Wiha stuff is on sale here. And this is stuff that I personally bought. So we'll go back and we'll look at the Wiha stuff, because the Wiha stuff is probably what I'm going to start recommending over the Klein screwdrivers. I've had some really bad luck with Klein lately. And see, I don't even have it in my everyday setup right now, because it just failed. But Klein's handles are failing. They've got one little, almost a nipple, if you will. So inside of the handles here, there's a little hole. And then the molding of your grip has one indent that catches inside of that hole, like a little nipple. And if you over rotate and your handle starts spinning, chances are that nipple is broken off. The problem is that you can't get that thing back in the hole reliably. So you're just stuck with a spinning grip Klein, I guess. It's happening not just to me. So until Klein gets that figured out, man, I had Klein for years and never had this issue. And it's really upsetting to see it happen to such a legendary tool. So the Wiha stuff is fantastic. The tips are really good. And it's what you use if you're doing industrial, because you get some of the best precision screwdrivers with a decent grip for larger hands. So definitely be showing you the Wiha. We'll come back to the Wiha because you're requesting. The other good thing to know is that Klein has $15 off if you spend more than 70, I believe. Let's go see what Klein has. Let's look at the tenfold here. So for example, I bought this Klein tenfold. Now I'm not logged in, so I might need to be logged in, because that's not my zip code, obviously. That's where I used to live. But you can see, if you were to add this to your cart, man, they should take $15 off. So what I wound up buying today was a Klein lineman And I bought the one with the fish tape puller here for $15.9, and it wasn't on sale. Just something I've been needing to buy. Yeah, here it is here. Save $15 when you buy $75 off of select items. And it just, when you do that, it automatically pulls it off in your cart. So if I was to add this to my cart and something else, if I went to my cart and I was logged in and you go to your checkout, you're going to see that you get $15 off. So pretty much I got my Klein tenfold for free. And if you, I hope that's not loud, guys. My dog is old and you'll have to forgive his coughing, I guess. Usually I put him somewhere else, but we forgot to do that. Basically, this is nice because you get a 5/16 and you get a 1/4 inch. And it's foldable. So if you are an inspector like me and you're going to wind up on a roof and you just don't know what you're going to need, especially having a 5/16 is really helpful nowadays, because I think it's Eaton, man. Eaton has every different size to open the freaking cover nowadays. So you never even know what you're going to be running into. And every once in a while, more than once in a while, 7 times out of 10, there'll be a self-tapper in a disconnect on a roof, and the contractor will challenge me and he'll say, well, that's not a self-tapper, that's a factory screw. So what I have to do, prove to him that he's a freaking liar. So I got to get my 5/16 out and back the screw out to show him, yes, buddy, this is a self-tapper, and you know, whatever. So having a 5/16 is underrated when you're on a rooftop. And then this just folds up, and yeah. So we also bought this today. But I got this for $15 because I got the when you spend $75 more.
What about Pure 0.925 AZ?
What is that?
I don't know.
Let me look it up. Pure? Pure?
I don't know. They're talking about gold and all copper and all kinds of stuff, so maybe it has something to do with that.
Oh, maybe. We should be careful what we're looking up.
Agreed.
So, yeah, Klein has a little bit of a sale. Honestly, man, for Klein to give you $15 back, pretty substantial. Klein has no reason to have to go on sale for whatever they're selling. They just don't.
Garush has to go.
We'll see you later, Swoosh. That's a couple of deals that I ran across that you guys just have to know about. The Fluke stuff is really good. The Fluke LVD2 is really good. Let's see here if it's on sale. I think it's the LVD2. Let's see.
Oh, Budsville said that the 0.925 is silver.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is not on sale, but a really, really good light. I bought this back when Sears was a thing and doing well. And I've still got this. I might have actually sent this to Kansas. It's the last thing that I held on for dear life because, we had to throw away everything because of the mold. So basically all my tools are new because we had to throw everything away. And this is probably one of the last things. I still haven't replaced it, but this is a very, very nice non-contact voltage detector. At times I've seen this for 80. I think I bought it for like 40 back in the day, so 56 isn't too bad. Good to see it on Amazon now, though.
Soul says, hey, Tactics, look up the Work Pro ratcheting wrenches.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And Budsville says, dude, they have gear wrench at Depot now.
Oh, that's crazy. Gear wrenches there. Okay, so, oh, wow. Thank you, Souls. Thank you, Tools Souls, right here. That is actually decent, man. That's a pretty big deal right there. That's almost half off. Will it click? It will click. So we got 35% off. And man, those look good too. So that's the standard set. And it's a full set as far as I'm concerned because it's got the most common sizes. So you got 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, and then you got 7/16, half, 9/16, 3/4, 5/8, and then 9/16, and then 3/4. That's really good. For $36, that is very tempting.
On the wrenches.
Do they have a bump out? Hang on. So is it a bump out or is it's kind of a bump out? Yeah. Let's look at another one. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's see what they're talking about. When they say bump out, what they're referring to. What they're referring to.
And is that SAE or metric?
That was SAE. This is what they're referring to on the bump out. So if you got a mini strap here, you want to get a little closer. You got a mini strap here. You can see where the mini on the back here. If you get too close, it'll be, yeah. So you can see where, because this rounds out here, it's hard to get a standard. I don't have a standard wrench in here with me, but you can see where this bump out helps you 7/16 right here. Take that. You can see where this helps you get on that strap and it avoids hitting here. If you don't have a bump out on your wrench as an electrician, you can't access the nuts very easily. Yeah, I said that. So what happens is you start wrenching like sideways on your nuts, man. It's no good. So you're better off. Also, I'm going to show you one trick here. If you take your hand here, you're going to get a free slip. You hear that? Because you can stop the backside with your thumb. So you wind up with the legendary kind of able to tighten even if the nut is loose. Because typically if your nut is loose, you don't get your ratchet action. You just don't, right? But because you can stop the backside with your thumb, you can go for another bite and then get your ratchet. So even if the nut is too loose to just be free spinning, you can force this thing to tighten whether it likes it or not, which it is underrated, honestly. And if you didn't have an electrician that's been in the field showing you this, not many people on YouTube even know how that's a useful factor when it comes to purchasing some of these wrenches. So you definitely want to bump out, but it's also legendary to have a bump out on the other side. That's why this wrench is so great. That's why I'm always telling you guys, the four-sided box wrench is just amazing, man. And then you get, I don't know where it is. Yeah, right here. You can show that over here. You get the other side too. So that's one reason why I'm always telling you how great these wrenches are, is because of this bump out. So now that everyone knows what a bump out is, let's look at the Work Pro and see what bump outs they're talking about. Is it the 4-piece or is it just the wrench has a bump out? Because I saw where the body of the wrench bumped out, but if the actual slippy part doesn't bump out, it doesn't really have a bump out as far as I'm concerned. Is it a 4-sided box wrench from Work Pro? Because that bump out's almost like a free socket. Let's look at this one.
It's the slip part.
The slip part. That is good, but I want to see. I'm not seeing the bump out feature on these. That looks almost flush to me.
It was the blue 20-something piece set.
That's a 22-piece set, and it's blue right here. We're going to go back to it here in a second. Hang on. Okay.
I wish I would have taken a picture to show you.
Oh, me too. Me too. Maybe this one. Bump out. Yeah, you gotta have the bump out. No. I didn't think that was gonna work.
The technical term.
Who makes a really good one is Gear Wrench makes a good one. And it's a box 4-side. And yeah, here it is here. So this is where you can see, and you can see how far out they stick. So right here, you can see where you've got nice indentions out, right? And then on this other side, you got some pretty decent indentions on the top and bottom there on both sides. If you look at the wrench that I have, it actually does not bump out as much as I would like on the 3/8 right here. So you can see where it doesn't go out as far. And this is a mistake you want to avoid. This is the Husky. And that's why whenever everybody asks me, what brand is this? I don't want to tell you because I bought the wrong one. So this is from Home Depot. It's Husky. And I bought the wrong one. 3/8 is really useful on strut straps, smaller than 1.25 inches. After 1.25 inches, you go up to a 1/2 inch, which this has. But when it comes to the further bump out, really important on strut straps, because strut straps, I've got one in there. I could spend time and go get it, but I'm not going to waste time on this live to go get it. It's kind of the same concept with the curve there with the strut strap. Less important, but still there. So yeah, but let's be honest, man. Rarely ever are you running a rack with minis with 7/16, where my experience shows with industrial would be when these have nylon lock washers or lock nuts. So the nut itself has nylon on it and you physically cannot spin it with your fingers. It's impossible. So you have to put a wrench on it. And then your wrench is here, but you want to get that quick ratcheting action. So you grab back here with your thumb, like I demonstrated earlier, and you can really start wrenching on it pretty quickly. So that's where this is more important. So you have to pick something that's not going to be protruding out as far. It would actually be the 7/16 would be the one that you want to sacrifice. The 3/8 is the last one that you don't want to have a bump out on. And it's exactly the one that I have. So that's unfortunate. What else?
Not much. There's all kinds of things.
Right on. I think Joshua Wilson, man, was looking at a lot of Metabo stuff. I don't know what's on Amazon for Metabo, but I think Lowe's is killing it for deals. Those batteries. Okay, so we got a multi-volt brad nailer here. Now this might be the brushed version because of the price. But dang, dude, $100 for a nailer? Is that the kit? That's the kit with the battery? Holy moly.
Derby, that's a lighter.
Okay, so who cares? Who cares if it's brushed at this point? You're getting a battery that's worth at least $50. And you're getting a nailer. It looks brushed. It's got a smaller body. Who cares? Who cares? They made a cheaper tool, and honestly, the motor's not going to wear out on this. What the brush is going to help you with is a little bit of battery. What'd you crush? Okay. Oh, okay. Something. Oh, this. Okay. Paper towels, and then my multimeter started beeping. I thought you crushed something. Yeah, efficiency, battery efficiency, right? So. $100 is $100 for a nailer, man. I kind of want that.
Metabo had the battery kit for $109 and get a free tool: rear handle saw, sidewinder saw, or UWP reset. But it went up to $199 now. Also, new Metabo grinder is $89 online.
Oh wow.
Apache says.
Okay, we'll look that up.
Tool says Heart 270 piece mechanic tool set is $98.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
Heart is low in Milwaukee.
So what I want to see is how deep does this go? All the way up to 2 inch. So this is a full size, basically 18 gauge nailer that's multi-volt. So it works for 36 or 18 volt batteries.
Jamie said 4 batteries for $99. Metabo 2.0s.
Yes. Okay. So you're getting a $25 battery here when you think of it like that. It's still a really good deal, man. I can tell you, I've got the Milwaukee nailer. I think it's outside there.
Lowe's has a Metabo HPT 18-volt drill driver kit for $79.
I've had a lot of Milwaukee nailers. I don't want to say anything bad about Milwaukee, but what's going to fail on this? It's not the motor on these. So if you're worried about brushed or brushless, you don't have to worry about the motor. What you need to worry about is the safety mechanism where this thing indents and pushes in and out. This gets a lot of wear and tear. And depending on your angle, and if you are, for example, if I'm trying to tack something, that way I can work on this easier for a quick tack. Sometimes you might quickly be jamming this up against your workpiece. You're going to do a lot more wear and tear on this mechanism here than the motor will ever see. Chances are you're going to bust this like I did on my Milwaukees before anything in the tool fails. And then Metabo has a lifetime warranty, so who cares? This is a really good buy. I might have to buy this. Sorry. We might have to get this. Just because. Just because.
Not a good enough answer.
It's not a good enough answer.
No. Because it's not a good enough answer.
I think we're going to be buying this, boys. I don't know. Sorry.
You can make money off of it, maybe.
Write it off. What do we got here? I got something without a price in it. So we're going to have to add it to the cart to see what the price is. And it won't let me without signing in. I guess we'll never know. I'm not signing in live. Sorry. But we got the bolt here. And it is a multi-volt. So, yeah.
Go grab your phone so you can do it on your phone.
No, we're not. We're going to look at more deals. Let's look for the grinder. Dude, the 36-volt plunge router is 40% off. I already know that thing's a beast, dude. That's a 1/2-inch collet router. Metabo is one of those brands that's just so underrated. And another reason why I kind of like those Senior batteries, the PD Nation, is because let's say you don't have any Metabo and you don't really want to invest in Metabo, so you buy a Senior battery just to run your nailer, and then you're not committed to having to have a separate charger and all that other garbage. This is the reason why I like some of those battery adapters, is for reasons like this, where you're just scrolling, you see something for a really good price, and now you don't have to worry about what battery am I going to do. I've already got a Senior battery. I'm just going to buy one plate for $20 and then be done. Good for if you're not committed to anything. We're going to do a video on those and see what's up with them, because they're going to have some downfall. Senior is for sure. It's not going to be a fix-all situation. So we got the bolt here for 100. Let's see if we can find the grinder. Looks like a lot of Metabos on sale. Let's go grinder.
Derby wants to know what the best heavy-duty pipe for a trailer gate would be.
Pipe? I don't know. I don't know gauges of pipe, guys. Someone help them out in the chat. Let's see here. I'm not seeing Metabo grinder multi-volt. That might be a Lowe's.
It says drill pipe if you can get it.
Drill pipe. There you go.
8 gauge. That's what said.
So this is the, is this the new one, Josh? 102? It doesn't look like it's on sale. That's not the new one. No, I'm not seeing Not seeing it here. Let's go back to the Wiha stuff so I can show you why I picked the screwdriver that you want to get, because I looked. Okay. So I pretty much,
He said he'll get the model.
as soon as I woke up, I looked at this deal for about 20 minutes contemplating on which one was the best, because there's a lot going on with the Wiha stuff. We've got the 5-piece for 25, which you can't go wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. But if we look at the sizes and we look at the length of the shafts, so
Soul says it's for tiny hands.
yeah, the Wiha, not so much. The Wiha is definitely got a better full-size grip on most of their screwdrivers. The Vera stuff is for tiny hands. The contours just don't fit big hands. If we look at the screwdrivers, you're going to see where this Klein set has some pretty useful lengths. We've got one length here that's clearly too long to really carry in a tool pouch. But then we've got another P2 here, which is kind of the perfect length, right? And you can see it's a number 2 there, and that is also a number 2 there.
Apache sent the Metabo grinder on Lowe's item number and stuff in the chat.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So if we look at, let's say we want to get a trim screwdriver, but we want to be able to keep it in our tool pouch, chances are there's going to be stabbing you in your thigh because it's going to go through the loop right here in your tool pouch. Like this. And it's going to protrude beyond the tool pouch right here. Whereas if we had a regular size trim, it won't do that.
Would it stab you in the doobie dobs?
If you sat down and angled towards your doobie dobs, yeah. Yeah. So we're looking at the shaft length when we consider what Wiha is good to get. We're looking at standard size tips. We're looking at the overall grip, and then how many we can get with the features they're willing to give us for the price, right? You got 5 screwdrivers here for $25. That's $5 a piece. I mean, come on. That's a really good deal. If you didn't need squares specifically, you could buy this kit 3 times and it would last you for the rest of forever, and you'd be happy and make money on it. So that's the $25 5-piece here. If we look at the length of this flathead here, it's
Grinder is back for $159 on Lowe's.
the length of that flathead is basically this right here, right? You're going to get a good size flathead, but we really want this. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for a flathead this size, which is a 1/4 inch, and whatever length that is, probably 4 inches, I believe. If we look at this screwdriver, that looks more like a 6-inch. So you really want a 4-inch, 1/4 inch screwdriver. If we look at this set, you can see now where we've got a better length here. That looks like a 3/16. So that's going to be a 1/4. That's going to be a number 2 there. And you got a perfect size number 2 there. But that's really all we have. We don't have a really good size 1/4 inch yet. So yeah, that looks like a good deal too, but it still doesn't have the perfect length flat tip. So we got to keep looking until we find where we got a usable flathead in here. Now I'm not logged in, so I don't know where that is exactly. And then we got to look at the Phillips. Let's see here. If we go to 1, 2, 3, is this the one that I bought? 41. Yeah, this might be it. No, that looks too long. That looks like a number 3. The kit that I got doesn't have no number 3s in it, but fortunately, the back here, so we can actually see. That is definitely a number 3 down there. So number 3 is effectively useless for us. We get the number 2, the number 3, and then you get these skinny ones. This is not the kit that we bought. I already texted my group chat the kit that I bought. But you want to pay attention to what sizes because they're not all the same. Might be this one for $41 here. This looks more promising. So you can see the flat is about an inch longer, which isn't too bad. You've got your big flat when you really want some leverage, right? You've got your everyday kind of flat size, which is a decent size handle, a little bit smaller. Then you've got the perfect trim for basically if you're going to like Panduit and you're doing PLCs and controls and all that stuff. This screwdriver is perfect. This one here in the middle. Then you got is that a number 3? I keep clicking that button. I got to okay, button. Is that a number 3? Mm-hmm. That is a number 3. Okay, so we wound up with a number 3. And then we've got the perfect size number 2, and then a nice number 1. What you're going to be using out of this kit mostly will probably be this control screwdriver, both of those flatheads, and that number 2. But you can't get this tiny perfect flathead that's for controls without getting this variation, because if you go back up here, you'll see where you did not get the perfect size flathead. See, you got an okay size number 1, but you're just not going to use number 1. You got the perfect size number 2, and then you got your flatheads here. But there should have been some squares. Now I'm starting to wonder what I bought, because what I bought had 2 squares. I don't think it was this one. What's up? You get my phone? Okay. She's going to grab my phone so I can see what I got. Check a chat. TTI builds rigid for Emerson as part of the licensing agreement between the two. Yes, exactly, sir. What's going on, Jeremy? We got all kinds of mods in here. Thank you to all the support, all the mods. What's up, Derby Man? That guy's on Grinder. That's good to know. Hang on. Oh, let's see what we got. Which one did we buy? You go to your group chat and you literally have 96. Oh, I did, dude. I was a rebel here. No, this is $44. This is the best set. We need to find this set. I think. What did I buy? Yeah, dude, this is the best set. This is a set that I bought, and it's got squares in it, so we got to find it. I'm glad I took the time to find this. We get 3 of the perfect size flats. We get a square 1 and a square 2, and then we get 2 number 2 screwdrivers that are Phillips. So we have to find this set. Even if I got to type it in manually. We have got to find it. So let me see here. I don't even know if it was on sale, honestly. 44. It's a 7-piece. 7-piece for $44.98. And it is the 32097. Wiha 32097. $32097. Yeah. So yeah, we're back to the perfect sizes now. So we got a number 1. We have a number 2. We have the square right here. So you can see it there. So we've got the square, and then we got a very large high leverage flathead. We got a medium sized flathead with the big handle. So the handle sizes even change. This is the one with the most leverage. This is the better size to have for the flathead too. See where you get the full size flathead. You get the full size flathead handle. Then you get the small flathead handle. Then you get the full size square number 1. You get the full size PH1, PH2, and the full size large number 2. This is the most useful one. So when Tools of Soul says the handles are small, he's right. But if you look at this picture right here, this is what you want. See how this handle here on this flathead? See how it didn't change? If we go to the other sets, I'm telling you, I spent 20 minutes looking this up for you guys and myself. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You really got to know what you're looking for, because if you go to the same length of flathead here, you're going to see, look at the handle. See how they're all like, you got 3 different shapes there. You got the kind of subcompact on the far right. Then you got the large. Then you got the super large number 3. Like, look how big that, you actually got 4 different size handles in this picture. So not all the Wihas are the same. And you kind of needed a guide to navigate them. So I guess this is it. But I've been buying Wiha for years and years. 2014, 15. And no, before that, 13, 12, 2012, 2011, something like that. The stuff is quality. And I feel like it might be more quality than Klein. I hate to say that. But yeah, we are jumping from the Klein to the Wiha until like, okay, I don't want to do this. I use this screwdriver a lot, but I was able to pull this up right here. And I have a feeling that I can twist this handle. There's definitely movement in this handle.
Apache said he gave us 100% concise buy this text in the group chat. He doesn't chime in too much, but when he does, it's a recommendation. You buy it.
Yeah. You can see with this saying it's next to fail. That is so upsetting, man. Look at the difference in quality of this. It's something that they just started doing. You look at this screwdriver here, and you can see where you can get like your whole fingernail in there, right? When you go to the standard Klein screwdrivers, there's just a difference, man. There really is. They're not, that was my computer. They're not all the same. You can see the difference there where this tapers down. I have faith that these screwdrivers are going to be just fine for years. Keep dropping things.
Kansas says, damn right. If Cactus says buy it, it's most likely a great deal. Otherwise, he's eating sushi with the pan. And then Apache says, yeah. And if he says buy sushi, we buy sushi.
That's great. Yeah. It's kind of a shame, man, what Klein's been doing lately with some of their stuff. Somebody mentioned Work Pro for the wrenches, and I think Work Pro makes levels too. Let me look this up real quick.
Just so you know, we're on 45 minutes.
Okay, we're fixing to get out of here. Work Pro level. Yeah, they do. Okay, guys. What is the chance that the same people that make this level make the Klein, or at least close enough to not matter, for $13? Might buy this too when I get off stream. I'm not saying it's the same. It's probably not. But for $13, I'm going to look into it for you guys so you guys don't have to. And we're going to do the testing to figure out what's the difference in this, because for $13, I I've got to try it.
Kansas says I would say 100% chance.
Well, you can see it's a little bit different, but yeah. Eventually these, yeah. Okay, so I've got a spinning vial here on the Klein, right? I've got noticeable movement here. This one's not moving yet. It's not that big of a deal, guys. Spinning vials doesn't mean the level's unlevel. It's still locked into the same cylinder, right? It doesn't really have anywhere to go. But it's just one of those things, you know. If that's all we have to worry about for this, like you can't say the Klein is, this is $40. If they both spin, what's the difference? That's my thought. So we're going to try these Work Pro levels and let you guys know. And that's on for Black Friday. That's 15% off. Probably not enough reason to buy it, but it is on sale, so we're talking about it.
Apache says, I like Savage levels. If you know, you know. Orange
Yep.
Game.
Yep. The Swanson. Let's go to the Swanson. Let's go here. Okay, so we got the Swanson level. Now, what's interesting, let's see if I can find it here. Yep, so that is... I'll show you make some of the best levels here in a second. Is this a lighted one? This was the original Klein level, what they started with before they started with this hard kind of angle right here. But Klein has had this variation of level as well.
Apache says, I got a 20-inch level. To me, it doesn't make sense to not have a level to mark a line long enough to mark between studs. They have a 9 and a 12, and then goes to 24.
Yep. Okay, here's a Klein one.
Derby says he tried to give you $100 in the comment, but his card got declined.
Keep trying.
Thank you, Derby.
I appreciate it, man.
Apache says Swanson's.
The little Savage, it's basically the same thing, man. They make a lighted level. They're one of the first people to make a lighted level, and now Klein. I'm pretty sure Savage makes Klein's levels, basically. Which would be Swanson, not Johnson. It'd be Swanson.
Not Swanson.
It could be Schlongchen. Nice, baby. That's my wife, guys. So, yeah. Anyway, what's definitely good here, and what's not good is maybe this. I'm gonna buy. I've had the original version of this. This is fine, right? What's gonna happen eventually is the tips are just not gonna last. So we're gonna get some deformation, and we already have some on the Phillips here. If you buy the Klein version of this, it's like not got the removable, non-heat treated, forged Klein tips. These are not going to last as long as the screwdrivers. Your Klein screwdrivers are going to hold their edge a lot better. So when you're buying a tool that has one specific purpose, which is to be able to be really efficient and not cam out, buying a tip as a failure point that's going to cam out eventually is a bad idea. But we made the purchase just to see what it was like, and I kind of regret it. I'm going to be buying a separate 3/16 trim, offset screwdriver, whatever you want to call it, a wobble, and then maybe buying a separate 2 because they're forged and they're built for the purpose. But we bought this. I just don't like people seeing me use stuff and then thinking it's cool, because not everything that I have that I use on the lives is what you should buy. So I like to make that clear every once in a while of what I would buy versus what I have. And I'd probably buy the Swanson stuff versus the Klein stuff. It's all about convenience, though. If you're in the field and something breaks and you got to run to Home Depot the next day, I mean, that's what you got to do. But I try to keep it real on here whenever I can on what's actually useful. This is something that you can't go wrong with here.
Put a Wiha bit in it, they said.
Yeah. This is the J2158CRs. Probably some of the best multipliers with no compromises. Usually when you say multi, there's a compromise to be had. There's really no compromise with these. They do everything very well. They got the proper cross hatching. They strip up the number 10. They cut. They crimp. They shear screws. They beat and they last. And the grips don't slip off. So hard to go wrong with these. You can see just how much copper I've got on them. I use them a lot.
You put the dog on it?
Put the dog on it? Yeah, copper. Okay. That's about it. We're going to hang out with the family. We just spent way too much money on a couch. How much did we spend?
I don't know the end number exactly. But
We spent $3,500
Oh, yeah, it was.
on
Oh, geez.
a really nice leather couch. But I got to tell you guys, there's going to be a video on it because I need to write it off in the taxes. So when you see a Tools and Tactics couch video, make sure you watch it.
Is the couch made of gold? Kansas said.
Yeah, the couch is made of gold. It's actually a really nice top grain leather, sectional with multiple pieces and a deep cushion for your ass and nice ottoman. It's a nice couch.
Just uses camp chairs.
Yeah, so hopefully this video makes some money and we can afford to buy the couch. But yeah, basically we threw our other couch out because it's fabric, right? And the air in the house is actually better because of the fabric, because of everything. We've been throwing more and more stuff out. We found out that all of our Christmas stuff from last year also got contaminated from the last room. We took a couple of things from the attic from the last house because there was mold in the last house, so there's mycotoxins on all of our belongings. And they jumped to everything we've ever owned, and then we had to throw everything away because I'm chemically sensitive and literally start dying when I get in contact with them. And I've got zero tolerance for it. So we had like a rocking chair and like some boxes with jewelry. And then we had like 3 totes for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Halloween in this one room in the new house that we were forced to buy because all that stuff. And it contaminated that room, contaminated all of our belongings, contaminated all of our last year Christmas stuff. We had to buy a new tree, new decorations. You know, imagine trying to make new memories and buying new ornaments to hang on your tree and having to part with all the other stuff that we didn't have anymore. And then be like, yeah, we're just going to buy new decorations. It'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. And then the next year, having to rebuy and recreate new memories and new decorations because of all this craziness. So it's just been crazy. But anyway, we got a new couch and that's where we've been. So I figured I'd go live, get some information out for you guys, and appreciate all the support. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya, tactics.
See you. You don't know how to end it. We'll see you guys.